Finally, we can answer the question of if the Shorty is better than the Vandal. I know my vote's already cast. What could possibly be better than the Shorty? What is up, everybody? My name is Dan, and I hope you've all been enjoying Valorant so far with the recent addition of Ranked. With Ranked being added, I wanted to wish all of you competitive players the best of luck in climbing. For today's video, I want to talk with you guys about the best guns in Valorant. After this video, you should be able to understand what guns are best for what situation and for what price point. Come join us as we talk all about the big pew-pew sticks of Valorant. But before we do, we have the question of the day. Do you guys like free stuff? If you do, then be sure to head on over to our Discord, where we will be giving away 4,000 ProGuides points, plus 1 whole year of our Pro membership. This giveaway is to celebrate us getting to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and 5,000 Discord members. We're extremely happy with the growth of our community and can't wait for more of you to join us on Discord. We have daily 10-mans, Q&As with top-tier coaches, and giveaways all for you, our wonderful ProGuides community. Click the first link in the description to join today. Alright, getting back to the video. I just wanted to say that though weaponry matters, what matters the most is knowing how to use your weapon effectively. In order to get kills, you still need good aim, and you get that by practicing daily. Picking up these amazing weapons won't instantly give you the ability to drop 30 bombs. Especially in a game like Valorant, where the time to kill is so fast, even if you have a Phantom, you might still die to a Classic. It all comes down to your map awareness and aim. Now, with that being said, here we go straight into the tier list. Starting off the S tier, we have the gun people hate playing against the most, and for good reason. It's the Operator. At 4,500 credits, it's quite a hefty price to pay, but it's all too worth it if you have the mechanical prowess to operate this weapon. This weapon counters any players, good or bad, with any gun if the poor soul happens to come across its sight. Simply put, one well-placed shot to anywhere besides the legs will completely delete said person off of the server. It has amazing range with its scope and can lock down any long-range encounters, such as on Haven C and Ascent Mid. After you take the shot, you can just weave in and out, or you can choose to reposition to another location to mix things up. This weapon is just too good in the right hands. The only weakness it has is getting swarmed. With the Operator, it's hard to handle more than one person at a time if getting rushed down. Your best bet would probably be switching to a pistol to deal with those close threats, but if you have good positioning, it shouldn't be that much of a problem unless you miss multiple shots in a row. Our next gun on the list is an assault rifle, the Phantom at 2,900 credits. Assault rifles are just overall the best guns in Valorant, as they are amazing all around. You should be constantly buying this gun or the Vandal on gun rounds unless you've saved up for an AWP. Both are just super reliable at any distance with superior firepower unless you're walking into a shotgun or an Operator. The Phantom, with an amazing fire rate of 11 rounds per second, also has invisible tracers and a total of 120 bullets. Overall, I have to say this gun is a little better than the Vandal. The only downside for this gun is that at 15 plus meters, you don't one-hit headshot. If you can't connect the second shot after a headshot, it's most likely they will get healed and you'll have missed out on an opportunity to get a pick. However, this gun is just absolutely fantastic for spraying through smokes, wall banging, and spray transferring to different targets. Plus, the spray is much easier to control compared to its counterpart, the Vandal. Speaking of the Vandal, it is next on our S tier. Sitting at 2,900 credits, the Vandal is overall slightly weaker than the Phantom, but it packs a bigger punch at longer ranges. Weird, huh? For Valorant players, your biggest choice is whether you prefer to one-shot enemies at any range to the head with the Vandal, or if you like a more consistent gun that does well all around, the Phantom. Vandal is for those crazy headhunters who only need one good shot. The Vandal sits at a steady 9.25 rounds per second with only 100 bullets total. This gun is great for aggressive duelers who want the least amount of time to delete somebody to truly display their skill. If you're still on the fence of which gun to use, check out our more in-depth guide where we went into depth on the Phantom versus Vandal debate. Link in the description. Our final gun on the S tier packs a punch with its silent but deadly bullets. It's the Ghost. The Ghost is really strong on pistol rounds and actually can even fare against other primaries weapons on gun rounds. Coming in at the low cost of 500 credits, the Ghost can one-shot enemies to the head if they don't have shields, and it takes 2 headshots if they do. It has a total of 60 bullets with 15 in a magazine, which is double the 30 bullet total of its more expensive counterpart, the Sheriff. Also, it fires 6.75 rounds per second, which is not bad at all. I've definitely had my share of rounds where I got kills on gun rounds due to placing some nice shots. This gun is all too worth it for the price, and you should consider buying this more on ecos as the power is pretty devastating when paired with good aim. First up on the A tier, we have the SPECTRE. I was actually considering putting the BULLDOG in first, but for the price of 1600 credits, the SPECTRE has to take the win in my eyes. With an insane fire rate of 13.3 rounds per second, this thing destroys at close range. Opponents in a medium distance around 20 meters will get melted down. Just remember, if you don't hit the first initial headshots, it does kind of go a bit wild. You'll need to hit 2 headshots and another shot to finish off a target. But other than the first bullet damage, it's a pretty decent gun. Moving on to the next slot, it's the BULLDOG. This rifle isn't a bad substitute at 2100 credits, especially when your money is in a pinch, but you would almost always prefer a Phantom or Vandal. It fires 9.15 rounds per second and does 116 damage on a headshot at all ranges. So for this gun, it fires pretty slow and also doesn't one-hit headshot at any range. It also has less bullets, with 24 in the magazine and 96 in total. To add on to those, the spray past 10 bullets is atrocious and very hard to hit. While I'm listing a lot of downsides, the BULLDOG still has a lot of upsides. For the price, it is the cheapest rifle in the game, and boy does it feel good to use. Getting headshots with this thing is probably the most satisfying out of any gun, and with the ADS burst fire mode, you can stun opponents with how fast they drop. Next on our list is the biggest and baddest gun in the game, the ODIN. While this gun is actually extremely good, it's very much a luxury weapon at the price of 3200 credits. It's kind of a mystery when you would actually buy this gun though, because you would normally go for either the Phantom or Vandal when you have a regular economy. You only pretty much buy it when you're sitting at 9,000 and you've just died. This gun fires extremely fast at 15.6 rounds per second, and it takes 2 headshots to kill. While I do like this gun, it hurts the economy more if you were to lose the ODIN compared to another assault rifle. Also, the other assault rifles could produce the same result even if they have less bullets in their magazine, so why buy this thing unless it's just to have fun? I have to admit though, this gun is very fun, and put into the right hands can deal some devastating damage. Our first shotgun is on our list, and the fourth gun on our A tier, it's the BUCKY. BUCKY is actually a great gun with its alternate fire mechanic. It one-shots at around 15 meters with its right click, which if you ask me is a little broken. At 900 credits, this is an amazing bang for its buck. Even Riot thought that it was a bit much because they just nerfed the movement accuracy of the right click on the BUCKY. This, however, does not take away from the amazing value you get out of this 900 beast. If you have some money to spare on a half buy, don't be afraid to buy this and hold the corner. An unexpected bloke might come to give you a weapon upgrade. In our second to last place on the A tier, we have the Sheriff. This incredibly powerful pistol can one-tap people up to 30 meters, and at only 800 credits, it's a staple of pro players to buy this pistol whenever they are on an eco. Although, unlike CSGO's Deagle, the Sheriff will not one-shot someone to the head at longer ranges, making it slightly less valuable. On the tail end of the A-list is the baby brother to the Operator, it's the Marshal. This thing is actually pretty good on the defender side of an eco round. You can tag up fully equipped enemies for your teammates to finish off, or if you land a quick headshot, they're out cold. Any longer range duels versus rifles feels winnable when you have Marshal, especially if you have an escape route. This gun can easily steal you an eco win if used correctly. Starting off our B tier, we have the Ares. The Ares is a staple of anti-eco rounds as it's the same price as the SPECTRE. While this gun is good for anti-ecos, there's not a lot of reasons to buy this gun in any other scenario. Against actual guns, this thing is like fighting a sword with a tree branch. If you do buy this gun, I'd recommend aiming down sight as it's actually surprisingly accurate. Second on B tier, we have the wonderful one-tapping machine, the Guardian. Like the Vandal, the Guardian has some amazing kill potential as it will always one-shot to the head. But only being semi-automatic and having an asking price of $2,700, there are very few situations in which you should pick the Guardian over the Vandal or the Phantom. For only 200 more credits, you can get a rifle that is fully automatic and does the exact same thing the Guardian does. I really expect the Guardian to get a buff from Riot because right now it's not very viable at all. Coming in third on our B tier, we have the Stinger. The Stinger is a high fire rate monster that can shoot his entire clip in just over a second. At a great price point of 1,000 credits, it will secure you some great firepower, but has a really hectic spray with its 20 bullet clip. Unless you're cracked out of your mind only needing 3 bullets for each opponent, this thing cannot fight multiple opponents. It's also extremely weak and inaccurate towards opponents past 15 meters. Where the Stinger lacks in long range, it makes up in closer ranges. Since the Stinger can shoot so fast, it is monstrous close range. This beast can even take down fully shielded opponents in less than a second. Although unreliable, the Stinger does make for a great spray and pray gun, so give it a try once in a while. Next up is the Judge. This thing is great if they're running into your crosshair close range, but at longer ranges, it's completely useless. The BUCKY at least has an alternate fire which allows it to compensate for the lack of range, but the Judge has nothing. At 1500 credits, it's too much. I'd rather get a BUCKY and some utility than to spend 600 more credits for the automatic mode. All in all, the Judge is either a hit or miss type of weapon. Either you sit in a corner and ace the enemy team, or you do 5 damage to them across the map. The last and final gun in the B tier comes in rockin' the fabled 2-bullet mag. It's none other than the Shorty. The Shorty has drawn the short end of the stick, coming in at the last spot on the B tier, and my heart. Don't get me wrong, I actually love getting this gun on the second round after losing pistol. At 200 credits, it has great kill potential to cheese those opponents getting too close. It's great for farming kills and ultimate charge, as well as getting a free gun out of it. But overall, you don't really want this gun at any point of the round. Even in the best scenario, I am constantly regretting my choice. One missed shot with the Shorty spells the end of your existence. I can't tell you how many times I've hit opponents for 80 close range with this thing. Like, come on! Moving to the C tier, we have the big old reliable, the Classic. Classic is the basic default pistol in the game and can be purchased for the small price of free. This gun is actually pretty decent, as even though the primary fire is really weak and takes 3 headshots to kill against full shields, the alternate burst fire is very strong. It's actually pretty good while jumping and running, so you can get unique kills with it. You can straight up use it as a shotgun if you can get close and connect all 3 shots to the head. Also, if you know an enemy is around the corner, you can just jump peek with the burst fire. Of course, though, there is a reason the Classic is free, and having any other gun would probably be better. Did I say any other gun? Whoops, I meant any other gun besides Frenzy. For all you Frenzy lovers, I'm sorry, but this gun is pretty doo-doo. At 400 credits, you get this little auto pistol with 13 in a magazine and a fire rate of 10 bullets per second. The spray is very erratic, and due to the damage, you normally need 3 headshots to kill unless they have no shield. Even at a messy 400, I'd much prefer spending the extra 100 to get a ghost or even sticking with the Classic. The only situation this thing is good for is if opponents miss their first shot and you somehow get close enough to run and gun. If you do like this gun, I'm sorry, but this thing ain't viable, man. Alright guys, thank you so much for sticking to the end of the video and supporting our content. We hope you enjoyed our discussion about the guns in Valorant and where they fit in our eyes. If you feel like something deserves to be switched up, then let us know in the comments below alongside the question of the day. Remember to like and subscribe, as we appreciate it immensely. Until the next video guys, peace!